Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. Today, we're going to be doing something pretty special. It's a Saturday. So as you might know, I'm constantly changing my layout when you see me trade the different strategies here on the channel. And we are adding more and more strategies all the time. We will be adding, I've been calling it a swing strategy, but it's really a day trading strategy. I've been in a lot of discussions, almost arguments about that. Me being a scalper for so long, I look at anything that's more than a couple of minutes as a swing trade. So it's just a perspective thing. But technically, from what I'm being told by my people, I actually have some today with me, even though we're not going to be doing live trading. Excuse me. Swing trade is holding it more than one day and often 3-4 days a week, 2 weeks, whatever it might be. But if I'm selling it on the same day, then it's a day trade, and I do get the logic of that. So yes, I will be streaming day trading live with the whole thing we've been working on for a while with a group. Some of the groups with me here today, they actually wanted to be here today to build a thing, so it's kind of cool. So I have some camaraderie here with me today. It's just 6 people, but it's something, and they're going to build along with me. So we're going to start from scratch, and I'm going to build the layout from scratch that I'm using right now. And then I'm also going to give a link so you can download it. But the idea of this, or upload it, but the idea of this is obviously learning to do it yourself. It's a lot of fun to build layouts. And once you really know how to build your own, you can take ownership. So this is on Thinkorswim, and that's what we'll be showing. So let me get rid of this disclaimer. And this is what you would open up when you go to start setting up a platform, right? So I'm just going to get right into it, guys. So I'm going to go over what you do is you go to flexible grid, and then you're going to have something like that. So I'm just going to get rid of these other things right away, and we're just going to start with one flexible grid. So every box that I open is, let me just get this all the way open. Yeah, every box that I open, everybody can see, right? Every box that I open is going to become, a level 2 or an active trader tool or a chart. So we need to figure out what we need to open. So I happen to know, because I do this a lot, exactly what I need to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 to the side. So now I have 2, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and add a third one to the side. So now I have 3. Now that's all I need across. Everything else is going to be up and down. So I know I need 2 of these down here. So I'm going to just go ahead and put them in right now. And then I know I need 2 of these here. Just need 2 here. So this is the latest setup. You may not have seen it yet if you've been following along. And then over here, I need a whole bunch. So somebody's already they saved the setup for me over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 going down this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Craziness, right? So now on these, you want to come up here because this is going to tie everything together. So if you open up here, this link, this is the link. So over on this side, I know I'm going to have charts. So I'm going to, the default is a chart. So I'm making everything green here. And then over here, I know I'm going to have my active trader tool at the top on this particular layout. So I'll go ahead, since it's open here, and I'll put it there and get rid of the chart. See how the sidebar over here has these? So now it's just an active trader. So I know that's what's going to be here. So I'm going to just get rid of that. But I'll be adjusting this too. And then this is going to end up being my level 2. So since there's room to show it here, I'm going to go ahead and open it up and get rid of the chart and get rid of the... So that part's done here. And then these are all going to stay charts, so I can get rid of the sidebar over here. And we're going to make these charts into something else soon. Now, these down here, I'm going to have 1 at the bottom will be green. This will end up being news down here. So why don't I just make that right now to the news. There's a news right here on the sidebar. Get rid of the chart and get rid of the sidebar. Now you double click right here, and you have that actually, guys, I forgot to tell you on the setup, you're going to want to go, when you first start, you're going to want to go to application settings, right? And you want to go to look and feel. And I have old school TOS. Old school TOS, and you should probably do high contrast. Oh, was it on high contrast? I guess it was. Yeah, oh no, this is a different size, right? So I don't know what size of this I usually have, but let's just say I go to large and say apply settings. Oh, no, I don't do large. Looks weird. That's too big. All right, application settings. I didn't check this ahead of time. Hang on. This I must be medium at the biggest because that was crazy big. And there you go. Well, anyway, so this is on TOS, was what I wanted to make sure I showed you under application settings. So look and feel, old school TOS. That's Thinkorswim. So now that's going to make that level 2 look level 2 look the way that people like that look. It's easier to read on the dark thing. Now the other thing, I have mine set for dark as well, which is no, it takes it to dark by doing that. That look and feel will take you to dark because you can pick here. You can pick light or dark or all these different things. But the TOS is also dark, so it becomes dark automatically. So anyway, all right. So we got that done. Now these are all going to be charts up here. So we're going to make these green until we get down to where they're going to be charts that represent something other than what I'm doing. So actually, I think I'll do that right now so I don't get messed up. So this is going to make this blue. Now I'll explain this in a minute. I'll link this a different color to yellow. And then actually it's filling in for me. That's what I have these for. Once you get them filled in, and this should be, oh, that should have been the SPY that didn't come in there. But these are going to be ones that I look all the time for. So we're going to adjust these charts to be more like day charts, how we use them. But now at the bottom here, I have news for the stock I'm trading. And then I have the VIX, the QQQ, and the SPY. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go over every single thing and what every single thing means, but I'll try a little bit anyway. So this just happened to be on NVIDIA because it was the last stock that I traded before I went to set this up. I'm going to make the rest of these green. So all I'm doing right now is I'm linking all these together. Okay? And I'm going to explain why I have all these over here in a minute. You'll see what it looks like. So since these are all set up, I don't need the sidebars on any of these. So we're going to click it off here. It just gives us more space. As you can see, we need some space here. So now I can take off the flexible grid, which is right here. So this grid was turned on, and that's what allowed us to do all those things. When I clicked on the flexible grid up at the top, up here when we first started, and that allowed that to happen. So we'll just take that off. Now all those little boxes are gone. And there everything is. So now, right now, since this is such a jumbled mess, I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. So you can just left click and drag down. So I'm going to drag this toward the bottom. I'm going to start to screen manage and get these down. Now I'll show you how you can make these bigger again, but I won't need to have these only until I expand them when I'm looking at the whole chart. I'll just kind of show you now. Like if you go over here to the right and you maximize sell, it becomes the whole window. Now we haven't adjusted this yet, but that's the only time I'm going to use it. So I can keep it hidden down here until I need to do that. I don't need to see what's going on with that all the time, right? So we'll talk about what each one of these things, how I set each one of these in a minute. So I'm going to just drag them down here. So this will take a little while to go through all this. Yep. They're actually ahead of me, everybody, but got to do this. It's like, I thought you wanted to learn. What they're waiting for is when I get into the nuts and bolts of these things. Now, these last two I'm going to leave up a little bigger so I can read them why I trade. And I'll go over what I'm going to set all these at in a minute. So now the other thing I'm going to do, now you can pull these things from side to side. So I'm going to make that a little tighter this way, right? And then I'm going to make this a little tighter here. This is going to be my 1 minute trading chart, and these are both going to be day charts that I will minimize down here. So we'll pull that down there, and we'll pull this down here. So if you've seen me trade and scalp, this is how I do that. So we can make those a little tighter, actually. Let's get that down. If you go too far, sometimes it's hard to grab them, so you got to be careful not to go down too far here. Okay, so now you'll see that when I trade, I don't use the active trader a lot. But when I've been trading the open strategy, when I'm not mic'd up with you guys, I have been using it more often, basically because other people have been using it. But I'm going to go from left to right and set up these the way that I like them. So we'll start with this day chart. Now, I have styles loaded in here that you can save. So if I go to a loaded style and I move this over, you see all these? So I'll show you how to save these, and I'll show you how I set this up. But let's just go to a 1 minute that I have saved already, and that opened up to a 1 minute. Now, it's actually not the 1 minute that I want. Actually, that has the enhanced volume indicator. That's a really old one. So let me go to a different one, load style. I think what I'll do is I'll just go to like just a 15 minute, get it over there all basic, and then okay, there's a bunch of stuff we got to do here, guys. Let me open this up here and then put all the tools on the chart. So we're going to do that. And every chart's going to have these tools up here. So I think we need to start with this first. So let me expand this. And so this is a line across here that gives the tools. So if you click right here, that opens that up. So I keep the trend line there if you've seen my stuff before, and then I change this button here to, you go to drawing tool, and I have a price level there, right? And then here I usually have the pan button here, that thing, and then I have a Fibonacci sequence here, Fibonacci retracements here. And then I have Fibonacci, Fibonacci extensions. There we are. There, and then finally I will have a rectangle box that I use when I'm marking out day trades sometimes. So those are all the buttons I would need to use. Then you say done, and it locks them there. And then you see how I've locked it on the chart here. So if I took that away, it disappears. But I like to lock them. So I press that. Oh, you can't see under my picture. Well, anyway, there's like a little stick pin symbol under here. I got to remember that you guys can't see that stuff here. You probably couldn't see the flexible grid either. Well, anyway, under my pictures where you pick the flexible grid, the product depth, or the chart. So you pick the flexible grid up there, and then here you can pin this bar across here. So I have trend line, you can't see, price level, pan, Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions. So I could move this picture for just a second so you could see. Hopefully you can see that now. So that's what I was trying to point to, and there's a little pin that I have there. So I'm going to hopefully remember to do that if that comes up again. In the meantime, I'll put it back up. Okay, so anyway, now you saw how I made this from something that I had already. Here it's the 200, the 100, and the 50 moving averages. So first of all, let's get this time thing straightened out. So you can see how we're so far away from the right side. So if you go under time axis, it has it 161 bars away on a 15-minute chart. So we're going to put that at 5. Say apply, and it moved it way over here. And then I'm going to change this time increment to 1 minute. See, I can scan up and do that. Okay. And then I'm going to, since I use the volume profile over here, this is important, put it on today. That's so important. Most, a lot of people have no idea how to do that. And yeah, unfortunately, because I did that, you're not going to see it. So, because there's nothing going on today. Let me just build this on demand. I don't know what date I'm at. October 18th. October 18th. That must be last year. Okay. Let me auto zoom here. Auto zoom? No? Okay. What is going on here? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to... so we're just tiny here. Oh, is this probably a terrible stock for that? Let's go to something that's... let's go to the SPY. All right. There we go. So, just so you can see this being built. So... so now I can keep this on the time frame of today, and that's very important, and we'll show you why. In fact, I'll probably just do it right now. So let's go ahead in here and type in volume profile. So volume. So I'll left click that, add selected. Okay, so it's going to be on the screen, apply, and it'll come on the screen right now as a volume profile. So let me just... So why is that doing that? Okay, hang on. I know why. All right, so then let's go into the volume profile. So now we're into the guts of it. We want to change this to no, right? And then I don't like this to be so dark, this opacity, so we're going to put that at a 30. And then that's all I really need to do. Let's say that, apply. There we go. Now it's over where you're used to seeing it. Now this is going to take the average of when the pre-market opened and tell you all the price action that's coming in, the volume and price action that's coming in just from this morning. So we're at pre-market. So why don't we do something on that? How do you do that? You do that. So I'm just going to change the time here. Let's go up to 10 and say go. So now you can kind of see this. Now, since I'm showing you how to do the volume profile, I'll show you other stuff. There's a bunch of videos that show how to do this, but you can scan down here, and you can change these things right here. So the high, I can make the high green, and I can make it, the style can be arrows down. And then the low, I can make red and make the style with the arrows up. And then say, okay. Apply. Now you have these arrows that are telling you, like, look, it's getting out of its normal range, and you might want to use that when you're trading, like, to help you decide to go in and out of a trade. There's a lot of different things to use. That's just one of the ones that I use a lot. So now this is set up right now for day trading, but it doesn't have the scalping indicator. Now there's a whole bunch of different kinds of scalping indicators. Let me just go into DTS that we offer for free on this. There's everything that says DTS is a custom script. I think this is the last one I did. This is a script I did myself. So why isn't it here? Did I not actually import it? No, I guess I didn't. Oops. So I'm not editing, as you can tell. So you got to bear with me. All right, so this is the most amazing thing, where the green are the buyers, the red are the sellers, the blue column is the volume. This is telling you the sentiment inside any candle. So this is just amazing. You really need to have that. Now, the other thing we're going to do on a 1-minute chart. Now, I have videos that show how to set this all up, how to do charts, I mean. So, but you're going to want to have the EMA. Do we not do that? Do we not call it that on this? There it is. Exponential. Moving. Is it just the moving? There it is. Moving average. Okay. So let's add 3 of those. Now the default is a 9. Typically, I don't use the simple moving average on the 1-minute chart. So I'm just going to get rid of those. You know what? I'll keep the 200 on there because I will be using this to do some of those day trades. So now how do we change this? We'll keep the 9, but we'll make it a different color because I like my 9 to be gray, so you can get down here and get even different colors. So we'll go gray there, say okay, and then we'll make the thickness a 2, so it's a little better. Say okay there, and then we'll make the this one the 20, so you can come up here. This will be the 20 moving average. Okay, I make that green. Make that a 2 as well. Say okay, and then this is going to be the VWAP. So we don't even want this here. So yeah, let's cancel. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. We just want the VWAP. So let's put that over here, and we'll get in here and we'll make that bright red, and we'll put that like say a 3, so we don't get confused about where the heck that is. That is one of the most important indicators on the chart. So now I have the 200. If you look close here, you know I have the 20, the 9, the 200, and the VWAP. So those, along with the volume profile, along with the scalping indicator, are really help me scalp. You know, especially if I'm freestyle scalping. So those are just amazing for the short term. It's almost all you need, but as you know, we use support and resistance levels. We use Fibonacci levels and things like that, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But that's how the 1 minute chart is set up. Now I'm going to go down here and do the day. And I'm going to go ahead and you have to pin each one of these separately. Under my picture, I'm pushing the pin to lock that bar again. Now I'm going to go ahead and do, well, let me do one of these from scratch just so you see. So let's go into appearance. So if you didn't have any of these saved already, right? So let's fill up the candles green and the other ones, and we want to show the wicks, and the doji should be, hang on a second, is that doji? Dojis are white. Why is a doji white? Fill up. Well, let me get rid of this grid. Let me make the background black. This can be green and red. No, it should be. God, I haven't changed this stuff in so long. You know what? It's not even going to be there, so it doesn't matter because we're going to get rid of that volume. There's the regular one, color, green and red. And the crosshairs can be white. No grid, black background, black. I filled in all these things, and now you just apply that, and now you have a chart that looks like this. Now that's the regular volume down there, and that's fine on the day chart, you know, if you wanted to keep it there. But what I'm doing on this day chart is a whole bunch of different things. So I will keep these red lines here that are showing the difference in the months. So we'll do that. But also we're going to get into a whole bunch of custom stuff here. So we're going to get in the DTX. Now you can get this, I think it's episode 83. You can get all these custom scripts if you look at the episode. But right now I'm going to get the ADX with alerts. So let me add that in here. Right. And then I want to get the RSI. Is that the next one I put in? I'm trying to remember what else I do here. I think so. Oh yeah, I put this in next, and then I do the ATR. Yeah, and then the ATR. Just your regular ATR, right? And selected. Now these are out of order, so you can drag this down. You can drag these around. So that's kind of how I like them, in that order right there. So I'll apply, put them in. Only now the volume thing's in the way, so I don't really need that volume thing for day. So how do you get rid of the volume thing? So you go over here to, is it equities? No, is it price action? No. Hang on, give me a second here. Parent, man, it's not a parent. It must be equities. Yeah, just unclick where it says show volume right there. So you want to click that off. Now I do social sentiment on the other chart, which I'm going to open up in a minute. So apply. Okay, now, and I usually drag this up for the new way I'm swing trading. I get the RSI right near the top, along with the, that's the ATR, oh, hang on. So the ATR and the RSI are combined here. Hang on. This happens sometimes. Yeah, these are on the same line. So let me lower that, lower this down, lower this down. Why is that? Okay, those two got together. Now how do I get that down? Get down there. Oh my God, really? All right, let's try this. No, no, no. Let me open it up again. And no, I got to put in my with alerts. It should open below. There we go. Okay, apply. Sometimes they won't drag how you want them to, so I just re-enter them. I'm sure somebody knows how to fix that easier than I do. But so now we have the ATR, and then we have the RSI, and then we have the ADX with alarms. Now, if I zoom this out, that would look a little bit more like what you're probably used to seeing out there a little bit further. Now, this is how I get a reading on which way the stock's going in the morning, which way I'm going to pick it. I actually have a rating system, which I'll be sharing with you guys about how I go through all this thing. So now this day chart is done as much as I need it for to do my trading. Then let's open up another one. So yeah, we don't want to save it like that because it has everything. So now this other one, I'm going to go ahead and no, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to go to Style, and I'm going to open up a day chart that I already have saved. So let's see right here, daily. So here's a daily, and I'll put the social sentiment on it. So in case you didn't know, I didn't show you, but once I built that, I could have just saved the style and called it whatever I wanted to. You press Save Style. I call it. Make sure you always click Include Patterns if you have anything on there. You want the patterns on there. That's how you save whatever you want to save, just so you know that. But now we're going to go back to, we'll pin this again under my picture, unfortunately. And I'm going to go to a day style, just realizing how long this video is going to be. But we're going to get it for you guys. We're going to get it all here. So let's just open a daily. Can't remember what it looks like. That's good. Yeah, that's good because it's got the 50, the 100, and the 200, which help me decide because I specifically use this to read the candlestick patterns only. And the only thing I really add on this is the social sentiment down here. So we'll apply that. And that should have come up here, and it didn't. Hang on. Why did that not? Did I make the same mistake before? Sentiment. It's there. I don't know why it didn't come on the chart. What am I on? SPY? It should be up there, right? Let's go to a different stock. Let's just go to NVIDIA for a second. Everything with the on-demand takes longer, obviously. You click anything and it just there it comes up. Okay, so it wasn't giving me social sentiment on the SPY for some reason. Let's try a stock this far back that's going to be. Anytime you do anything, the little on demand comes up. Every time you change anything, move anything around. But it's kind of good for back testing. But here's your social sentiment. So in the morning, I'm reading these, like right now, if I were to look at this Apple, this right here, I would absolutely think that it's going to go up today, So I would just read that. Your social sentiment on today before the day started was 6466. But I would look at the other stuff as well, and this isn't going to be a whole tutorial about how I set up my day trades, but it is it's not enough for a downward trend. That's a spinning top. But if I had to call it like gun to the head kind of thing with only this amount of information, I would call that pattern to go back up. So from the down that it kind of showed you here. So then if you look further here, let's see what it's doing here. So this is yesterday. So that's all I have to look at. So there's no trend going up or down. The RSI is literally right in the middle. Right, so I get nothing here. So all these would have like no rating. So it would only have the candlestick to go by and the social sentiment, which would probably be, a fairly trade long, but not with a lot of confidence. Keep your share size tight. Then the last thing I'd look, not the last, there's other stuff too, but I'm not going to go into that today, but I would look at the news as well. So I would look at what news is on that. But anyway, so now we have this side set up. We have what I need to study for day trading, right? How I set up the ATR for the RV strategy, how I set up the ATR for the open strategy. This is all I need are these two with the 1 minute right there. Now let's go over to the active trader tool. So one of the things I do right here is I customize with this burger because of the way I like to look at it. So I get rid of that day there and I slide this up. So I just drag it up, and that's how I like to see what I need to see. The average price P&L for the day, what's open, and prices. Now you can also do that here. You can customize and change this if you don't want the volume or anything here. Pretty much everything they have set up I keep just like they have it down here on the ladder. But up here I change a lot. So these are a lot of important things to look at. First thing is get your auto send on. If you're a scalper, you want your auto send on, right? And then these buttons up here. You also want to probably set up your brackets, and you can do brackets for all kinds of things. Like I have some of that were already set up that I had set up here. So you know, you small, big, when you depends on if I'm doing small counts with people or if I'm just doing my regular bracket trading or whatever, what triggers it. So I have higher levels on a lot. You can do triples. So this is not a video about how to set those up, but there's probably a whole crap load of them that you could watch. So let me just set that back to single. There we go. Now we'll go open up this. So we want buy market, we want sell market, we don't want that weird cancel over there, we don't want flatten. I don't use, well, some people use those. We want to drag the buttons up. As you know, I use reverse, but when I'm trading the open strategy, I take it away. And then I definitely have buy the bid for that strategy as well. You can just drag these around. Sell the ask. I need to scan down here. I'll put that under buy the bid. Only it didn't go there. All right, then we want the template. Let me just see what that looks like. Yeah, it's getting close to what I want it to look like. You close this. There you go. And come on. Let me grab you. Why aren't you letting me grab here? Why is this so sensitive? There we go. Just make that a little wider for right now. So now what I'll do is I also want to have the buy the ask, but I'll usually put that down on the second line and then have sell the bid. Oops, sell the bid. So buy the ask, buy the bid, sell the bids down here. Then yep, sell the bid. Just for if I am getting in that, I need to have these here just in case. Actually, yeah, that would be the way I put it. And then you want this so you can pick your time of day. Is it not here? It doesn't look like it's here. So you want this if you're going to trade pre-market. I don't think you need this. You don't need both of these. So this can be taken away and say, okay. So now let me just open this up for a second. Auto send. Yeah, so now you can pick in here whether you're doing extended market, pre-market, whatever. And you always keep an eye on that. Keep this auto send on. And then again, this is just the way I'm showing you what I do. You might want to do, yeah, these should be below actually. Okay, messed up there. Oh yeah, so I was trying, I thought I put these below the second line. So let me just put these here so they don't, so now they come up only when I open that up. This is pretty much, oh no, I need one more. I left out one. You can see I don't edit. Sorry, guys. Cancel all. Really important. I put that right after in this area here. Yeah, things aren't going on. If I go in a buy or a bid, I will often just cancel it if it's not getting picked up right away and rethink about my position. So this is basically how I would need, all I would need to trade. Now, this is set on the TOS here. Now, a lot of times you'll see me trade and I hide these. They're distracting. They also sometimes will give away my account information, which I don't want. And then keep in mind that these are not showing market. All right, so market swap kind of has its own dark pool market. So this is what I do. I just slide that over for various reasons, and then that's that whole setup. Now I'm not gonna screen manage this exactly like I have it, just because I want to make sure that we can do everything. So let me pin these right now, so you can see how I'm pinning these here, and it's just the way you set them all. You may not want them on your chart. You know, you can do other stuff here, like you can do data box floating. So you apply, and then you have this box that moves around. See that? I can't stand that, but anyway. So there's all kinds of things you can do. So this isn't a complete tutorial about how to do all that stuff. Or you could do it fixed too. So fixed, let me just show you that for a second. So that, I often would just put this over on another screen. You saw it just go away, and then I could see it, you know, that way. But I ended up that I just didn't use it. So let me go back to do this. Data box, yeah, off. Okay, so apply the off on each chart, so you can have it single panel or on each chart. This is what I put on each chart. So I won't change all that again. Okay, so now we have, what I do here is I do a 5-minute chart and a 15-minute chart. That's the newer way I've been setting it up, and mostly because I've started to use the ladder and I need a wider area. The other thing on the ladder, I have this set for ladder's an active trader. Let me just see. Yeah, I have the ladder set for 10 seconds. Now, you might want to do that a lot quicker, like 3 or even 1, depending. But I don't need to do that. I set it for 10 because I'm rolling up and down a lot, trying to get to this price that I want that might be 50 cents or $1 away, and I don't want it to disappear. Now, these numbers will become bigger when I spread this out, but see how I'm kind of rolling the wheel on my mouse to make that move, and I'm going to try to find, let me just do this for you guys. Don't do this again to me every single time. All right. So, you know, when I roll with my mouse, and then I can pick where I want to go. So, like, I just pick, oh, okay, I'll buy there, and then it comes up that you buy there. I'm on demand, so I'm not freaking out. But there's my position on the chart, way down here. So, you know, I'll probably will take some trades just to show you on the on-demand how I read this, because I did put the disclaimer up. All right, so now we have all this big mess over here. What are we going to do, right? So this is going to become a 5-minute chart, and I think the easiest way to do these is, rather than try to find the 5-minute chart, I'm just going to go to what I know is nice and clean, which is like a 15-minute chart, and I'm just going to move it over here. That is not very clean, actually. Okay, so let me do a different one. You can save all kinds of things. So let me just do a 1 hour. All right, so a 1 hour, super clean. It just has all those lines. No, that's not good either. Hang on, guys. Sorry, because I really would like to have the 9 and the 20, and so let me just find one that's. Maybe the 1 minute will do it. No, my God, I should have checked this out sooner. Let's see. So that's the one I did, 1 minute, 1 day. Why is it showing the grid on every single one of those? And I don't want the volume profile on the 5-minute either. I'll get there. Give me a minute. It's a good idea to save a bunch of these, and it's also a good idea to remember how you've saved them. All right, it looks pretty clean. We'll keep it there. All right, so, and I'll just change it to 5-minute now that I've got it here. Now up here I do a 10-day, 5-minute. Say okay. And let me just expand this for a minute, because I'm going to make a bunch of charts based on this. So we'll get this. So what do we have? We have the 9. So I'm going to get rid of the 50. I don't really need the 100. The VWAP's good. Let's make these something that's not a jagged line. So what do I have that at? That's the 9. So we're going to make that gray, like the other 9s, like right there. Say okay. I don't think we need it as a 3. We'll make it a 2. And I don't know why it's saying it's jagged, so we just want a straight line. Say okay. Apply. I just want to make sure I've got it here, guys. So let me just zoom in here. Oh, there's the gray. Okay. And there's that. So I don't, oh, that's the one. That's the 200. And then here's our VWAP. Okay. So now on this 5-minute, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and change the, I'm just changing things as I'm designing this. I'm going to make this a solid line too. And that really should be the thicker one, and we'll do that. And that is the 200, right? Yep. Okay, so that's what I consider to be the most important as far as any longer term than a scalp, the 200. If you wondered about my opinion, that's what I consider to be the most important, well respected. We've already got the VWAP up there. Say okay, apply, and that's what the chart will look like. Now I'll show you. I'll save this. So save style, and we'll call it the 5-minute. I'll just make it look like a different 5-minute, include patterns, and I'll say 5-minute for new layout. Just so I can find it again, right? Now I've included all the patterns in there. I lock this, so now I don't need anything else on this 5-minute up here in this corner that I'll be watching. Now I'm going to make this a 15-minute, but the way I'm going to do it is the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to, yeah, that is where I wanted to go. No, I wanted to go here. All right. Now I load the style I just made. So where is the 5-minute for the new layout? There it is. Started to panic there a little bit. And now I'll just change this to 15-minute because that's the easier way to do 5-day 15-minute. That's perfect. So now it's a 5-day 15-minute with the same lines that I saved. Okay. So now we're going to get down here. Now these are the ones that I use for like the RV strategy and so on. So I need another 5-minute down here. Remember, I will make this layout available for you guys if you're getting confused, but it's a great thing to learn how to do this yourself, but this is going to be a little repetitive. I wish I could just go boom, here's a new one, but I didn't do that. So let's go ahead and take this style and we'll do load the style of the new 5-minute again, which is right over here, new 5-minute layout. Okay, the only thing is we want to make sure that's only for 2 days. And of those of you that know about the RV strategy know that I do a 10-day and a 2-day 5-minute back to set the Fibonacci levels. So that's what that's for. And then I'm going to do a 30-minute here, which you don't normally see me do. Sorry, style to 5-minute again. And then I'll change it to 30-minute. And I will do the 30-minute on 10 days. 30-minute. Okay, kind of see how I'm doing this. Now I'm going to do a 1 hour here. Style 5-minute. Although actually I think I have a great 1 hour style. So I'll do a 1 hour. I think this is right here is the best one. So let me just make sure that came out okay. Yep, that looks good. Oh, I forgot. I got to lock all these. Okay. Let me open this up. Maximize cell. Let's lock that. Under my picture, guys, there's a little lock thing. I did it on this one, right? No, I did not. Wait a minute. Let's lock that one too. That way I can quickly adjust the charts. This is going to be a 4-hour one. So I'm not where I'm supposed to be here. Let's see, 4-hour style. So I go to 4-hour, which I believe is all set to go here for me. And I'll open that up. I got to open these anyway, so I should probably just open them before I lock them. Okay. So now I have a 5-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4-hour, and I have an extra one here. I'm not sure why I have an extra one because I've got the news down here, these three. So I don't know why I have an extra one. I have an extra one. So we'll just get rid of it. Let me just make sure. What did you guys do? So yeah, everybody. Yeah, there's only 4 above that then. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and I have 5. All right, so then what we'll do is we'll open this up, maximize the cell. We'll set back on the grid, and then I'll just get rid of it. I got to open it up again. Just make sure I'm opening the right one. Yep. Maximize cell, and then I'll just get rid of it. Oh, it's not letting me get rid of it. Won't let me get rid of one in the middle, maybe? Oh, I don't want to redo all these. So, guys, if you don't put that many in, I mean, I could just make another chart down there, but that wasn't my intention. So I'm going to take off the customizable grid for now. So now I'll show you kind of how I would trade, and I'll show you, I would kind of minimize these. What do we got here? What are we trading here? We're trading Apple. Okay, so Apple's not going to be much on the action for me to try to show you some trading, but I'll give it a go. So let's get the 5-minute where I would look at it. It'd probably be, not sure if this is going to be on demand's pretty quick with very little delay. So so I would probably keep these charts about this size because I'm kind of looking over for multi-alignment, and then I won't use this ladder right now, so I'll pull this level 2 all the way up here. So I've got a really deep level 2 now. Now normally I would never do that because it's not necessary, and I mostly trade large caps, but that should be about right. So now I'll show you how I read, and if you watch any of my videos in the video archives, you can see this. I'm trying to make sure that I covered everything with everybody here. So I showed you how to set up the chart, the 1-minute chart, and then how I got to the different indicators to fill in the chart. I talked to you about the scalping indicator. Now that you'd have to go to, if you don't already have that, you'd have to go to one of the episodes that offer that for free. Just type in free scalping indicator or scalping. There's a whole bunch of different versions. There's even a prayer indicator now. Oh, I didn't make that available yet. Yeah. Worried about God right now. So, but there's a whole bunch of those in the work based on really on a comment somebody said. So thank you, comment person. And then everybody just went crazy with it in the studio to make these scalping indicators with themes. So it's tongue in cheek, but you know what? You don't take yourself. It's all about, obviously you want to make money. But if you take yourself too seriously all the time, you're going to be a very unhappy person. But anyway, so I've told you about that. I'll show you a little bit more about how this works. Talk to you about how to set up the day chart. Talk to you about the overall way to change the look and feel if you're not just downloading this and building your own inside each chart. How to change. I didn't really go into how to change the level 2. It's the same kind of thing where you can open this up. There's a wheel in here somewhere. Where's the wheel in here? Oh no, you can't really change this, I guess. No, you can just slide it around. Yeah. But I showed you how to change the active trader, and now there are so many different tools and things you may want to use. This is specifically what I use to trade. So now this would have been a no-brainer to pick going up as you see this going up, but now I would worry about the move, how long this move is going to stay. So probably without any historic data, I'd put a line right there, see if it breaks it. I put a line right. It did break it. Wow, Apple's really moving up. So I would probably bet on that going back down because of the extension, and I would probably sell this. So that would probably be how I would trade that. Now, what did I base that on? Well, I started to see this fall a little bit here. I saw that it turned around there once before, and this seems a bit overextended. On the other hand, this just made a bull flag, which I didn't really pick up on, which could hurt me. So let me look at the 15-minute. Yeah. So I didn't really spend a lot of time studying this move. I just used to rejections off of a level here, but they have another one up here too, so I didn't go back far enough. What time of day is this? 11 o'clock. It's a terrible time right now to take a trade. So here's my P&L open. So it seems like I've made a mistake which happens. So I'll give this another minute. Let me just get a bigger look at this. Yeah, so that was, so we're coming back up. I don't know what the news is on Apple here at all. I'm just kind of giving me some, I would have a fib and a whole bunch of other stuff here that I don't have here. Let me do the fib actually. I'll just leave that trade going. It's an on-demand. So I would take a fib retracement from the 10-day back. Let me just make sure we got that. So there it is. And I would do this at the very least, whatever I'm trading, drag it up to here to the 34. It's close enough. There it is. Okay. So I have some support and resistance lines. So it does look like it's rejecting now finally. So I'm left clicking and dragging on my mouse to pull these over. All right. So I'm not feeling 100%. I do like the fact that the price action's coming in here below where it is now. You see the previous. So now we have a hangman showing you a reversal on an upward 1 minute trend. And look at how the buyers dropped off here. But so did the volume. So it's a bit sketch what to do here. But it seems like it's going to turn around to me. That would be the way I'd play it. I would have a fail-safe somewhere up here. So it's 500 shares. So every dollar is $50. So it's $500. What am I saying? Every dollar. So here we go. So now finally we're getting, now that's the 20. So that's how I would have played that. And now I'm looking at the scalpers indicator, and it's even money here, but the shorters are winning out. So we're getting a decent trade here. So probably around this level, I would take my profits, but I am watching here. So, yeah, I would just buy there. Look at the slippage. That said $20. Yeah. So I got out just because, so I should have waited. You see that? I should have waited a second. I feel a little off kilter because I did not lay this out to trade this right now. So I'm a little off kilter with it. But and Apple is notoriously not a fun stock to trade. This is last year, so I don't even know what the price action was. But the way the scalping indicator works is what I was really trying to show is for short-term moves. On market, I'm going to get serious slippage. I should have made $20 there, but it slipped $15. So, but you know, if you get $20 every trade, you do 10 trades, you got $200, and that wouldn't have been bad if it didn't slip. Probably should have set it on the ladder. Now Apple, it's the only thing I have. I was going to say I'd like to switch stocks, but I have no idea what was trading well back in. I should have had a more recent date to do this on. Look at it go back up. So if it breaches that, if it breaks that, which is at 64, yeah, I'll go in again and see. This time I'll buy and see if it's going to break it instead of sell. And if it doesn't, I'll go right back the other way again. This will be my last trade. I'm just trying to show you how I read it. I'm not doing well, so I'm losing. Okay, not good. Now, what I do a lot of times in a situation like this is I average down. So let's see if I'll do that to see how much trouble I get into. Make this a losing, wow. Make this a losing trade. So there's my position. It's a little early to average down. I don't think I'd want to average down until I get like maybe down here. Sellers didn't exactly hit that volume up, right? See it down there? Now they have. Holy crap. Okay, so now I'm down at 42, 40. Yeah, okay. So I'll go ahead and wouldn't let me buy. Oh, I don't have enough money in this account. Whatever they put in an on-demand account. Yeah, I'm way over the. Yeah, I had no idea what they do here. So for this, but they have that on here somewhere. I think if I look, it'll show my account number. So I don't want to do that. But okay, so this is not a good example of this. It's doing what I did in the first place. and I just didn't have enough information to do this kind of a trade. So I would probably have a $500 max loss, and I would sit and wait for this move, you know, and see if it's going to turn around. I mean, it's at the point of control right now. We're right in the middle of the upper and lower value. Sellers kind of went up, but it's not as high as the volumes were on the buy with the buyers. So, you know, you see the buyers coming up here. So it seems like it's making a play to turn around. So you kind of watch this. It's like a wave, and you're waiting on a surfboard, and you're trying to jump on the short term. So probably going in with 500 shares without any other data wasn't the smartest play to show how well this can work. But this is a brilliant indicator that you're going to want to have. Given the time, I would make this very green, but I don't want you guys to sit here and watch me trade this. So, all right. Well, I think I covered everything. I will make this layout available too, just as it is. And I'm just going to put this out today. I have a bunch of videos in the queue, guys. I'll be putting out. Please don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up and comment. And we really appreciate the way the channel makes money. It monetizes by you guys watching it, because we don't sell courses or anything. So we have all kinds of things, all kinds of books that we believe in that are down under the show more, all the day trading volumes, how to set up your scanners without having to pay us for a service on Thinkorswim. We have a video about that. So there's just so many videos. See which way the market's going. But I wanted to get this out because everybody keeps saying, can I have that new layout or whatever? And if you just know how to build your own, there's a couple older videos that show this too, how to build your own. See, it's coming. If I was able to use my real account and double down, I would. This is where I doubled down, right? It was right here. So my position would have been about here, 53-ish. So I'm 10 cents away from breaking even or making a profit if it keeps going up. It might go down. But I don't advocate doing that. You know, here it goes. Let me just see what would have happened. Yeah, I'm right at. I might have taken a lesser loss of like 20 bucks right there. There it goes. Yeah, so I'm in the green if I was able to average down. So here it goes. Now it's going back up. So can we end up in the green before I sign off? Can it happen? You know, can we come back? Waiting out the move is like the hardest thing to do, really. Apple's so slow. It's like this dinosaur, you know. To me, I don't really like to trade it because of that, but it seems like it's falling off. You look at the scalping indicator, it's not giving a lot of confidence here. So I would probably take the hit somewhere in here and just go, oh, did you see that? It was at $45 and it went to $80. So it's definitely some slippage on market here. I mean, it did move, but I think I got out because I saw what was. I got out at the right time is what I was about to say because of what was happening. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, always stay inquisitive and go green out there, my friends. We'll see you soon.